welcome back to my channel. Hey. So I'm leaning down low because the way I have my phone mounted, it doesn't go really high, so I have to get low. So okay, so let's just hop right into this. I'm gonna try to start, I just want to do a little bit of this front section because we didn't get to film that, and I haven't scratched it yet, and it still needs to be scratched. The one day I leave my tweezers, good grief. My life with gray hairs. So let's get it popping. As y'all can see, I am finally home alone. I get to have me time. And this is what I do in me time. Pretty much. Yeah, so put my earrings on because I don't like to be without earrings. How's everybody doing? I was gonna do this live, but yeah, I couldn't get myself together. And the time that it would have took for me to get set up for a live, that would have ate up like 15 minutes of my time. A lot of people say they hate when I look up and they hate to see my glasses. So I'm gonna try not to get them in this. I mean, I'm not gonna try hard, but I'm gonna try. Because I get it. I know y'all don't like the faces, but I mean, I'm just being me. What can I say? Hope everybody's having a good week. Finished out your week strong. It's Friday. My son CJ, the oldest, he turned 14 today. Curtis Jr. That's Curtis's oldest son. He turned 14 today. Yay. So we're gonna all do something together at some point this weekend. Either today or tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm gonna take advantage of this time I have by myself. So, what else can I address? I think I'll talk about, or what can I talk about? I'm gonna talk about some of the common comments that I get and or common questions and comments and try and answer those. So, a lot of people want me to just part in 4 straight parts, 4 sections, and scratch every line neatly, brush the hair out. Like, look, y'all, I get it. I know what y'all want to see because I like to watch these videos too, and that was always pleasing for me to, as a viewer, to see when people made straight parts and combed out the flakes every single time. Like, I loved it. But when it's actually happening to you and you're the one doing it and it's your scalp, you can't always, well, almost never can you do the same thing the exact same way as somebody else. So sometimes I can go in sections and go in straight parts. Other times, depending on how I feel, depending on the consistency of my flakes, how many I have, how much, how little, I mean, sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. Basically, the short version of that answer is I do what I want. And I mean that in the nicest way possible, y'all. But I remember when I first started making videos, which wasn't that long ago, it was like in February. When I first started uploading videos, February this year, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take all kind of requests and do stuff a certain way. And I tried, I mean, as far as the requests with using different combs, those are a lot easier to fulfill or at least attempt because it's just a matter of switching the tool. But the biggest thing, guys, that I need you to get out of all this is my scalp and my flakes and my scales are completely different. Every single person is completely different from one person to the next. So one technique or one method may work for one person even if the flakes look similar, if two people have the same looking type of flakes, one person can use one method and it works and it works out for them, and another person can do it and it doesn't. So, I mean, it's really just a matter of preference. And I mean, this is, I mean, I don't know how else to put it. At the end of the day, it's my scalp. Like, I'm actually living with a condition and dealing with a condition. I do show you guys the results of it, the maintenance of it that I have to do, because you're interested in it and it doesn't gross me out. I think you guys like it, and it's cool. That's why I show it to you guys, and it's fun. So it's kind of like a hobby. But again, this is still my real life. I can't just be everybody's guinea pig and just try different things, test different things, change different things, do certain things. I can't promise you that, guys, and I really hope you understand. I think for the most part you all get it. But yeah, I just want you guys to really understand I cannot be a guinea pig, because this is my real life, my real scalp that we're dealing with here. Okay? What else do I get questioned on a lot? Like, just like now, I'm not going in any kind of order. I'm just going however I want. Oops. What else can I, oh, comment I get a lot, or question. Do you have a perm? Do you have a relaxer? Do you have chemical treatments? No, no, and no. I mean, I don't know how many times I can say it. I think it's because my hair doesn't look like what people think natural hair typically looks like or is supposed to look like, because I guess natural hair is just, in most people's mind, it's like straight hair. But my hair is natural and I don't use any chemicals on it. I don't have heat damage. I mean, as far as I know, I don't. I just prefer to wear my hair ironed out because I don't have a curl pattern. And believe me, I'm gonna try to insert some videos or pictures so you guys can see. I posted on my Instagram on a Throwback Thursday not long ago what my hair looked like when I first went natural, and I cut it all off. When it was short, when I first went natural, like, I used to rock those styles, like twist outs and braid outs and like all of that. I was into it. Pre-poo, shampoo, like all of that, child. I was all into it. And then my hair started growing like it naturally does, and I discovered that my hair, I mean, I didn't have a curl pattern. I'll put it like this, I had like different curl patterns all over my hair. Like, one part was really straight, one part was really thick and wavy, one part was a little bit curly. So it was different all over my hair. It wasn't damaged. I don't know, it was just, that's just how it was. So as my hair grew, it took so much to manipulate my hair into these different styles that I was like, yeah, this is too much. It was taking too much time, and at that time I was working in a corporate job. So you already know, like, natural hair is already kind of looked down upon. We still got some work to do in that area. So I like couldn't wear my fro or nothing like that. I still had to look the part. I was working for a major bank. So for those reasons, mainly because of those reasons, because I wanted to, I just started getting my hair ironed out, and it's just been that way ever since. That's what works for me, and I mean, that's just what I'm gonna keep on doing. Now, here recently, I have thought about doing another big chop, not because anything's wrong with my hair. I mean, y'all can see my hair is healthy. I just have a scalp condition, but otherwise my hair is healthy. But I have been thinking about doing a big chop just to start over, to see if, you know, now after being natural for 10 years, I've developed some kind of curl pattern now. So I have actually been considering, you know, maybe starting all over just to see what will happen. So, I don't know. Stay tuned. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Because I love the convenience. I love my natural curly hair. And I love the convenience of it. It was just beautiful and thick. Yeah. So yeah, stay tuned. I don't know. We'll see. I'll talk it over with my husband, see what he thinks. Because I would love to see what it would look like now if I did that now. Y'all see that? I sound like mama. You got that, Blake? Lord, Lord, Lord. Oh, so this is something else that I wanted to address. So I still have the other parts to the series to upload. I have not uploaded them yet. I'm kind of having an issue with YouTube right now. I don't know how much of it I can say because I don't know. I don't want to mess nothing up. But basically, I don't know how much more singing Mama and I will be able to do. Gospel songs, singing, or saying Jesus, or, you know, anything like that. Because YouTube, I don't know, they have an algorithm that they use, and if they consider certain words are controversial, then they will pull ads, they would demonetize it, they'll take the video down altogether. And that has been happening to me, and it's kind of frustrating because, you know, Mom and I, we pretty much sing through every video. So now I'm having to edit my videos to take out the parts that may have what YouTube may consider controversial, and take those parts out. But because we sing and do all that while we're scratching and picking, I'm also losing that footage at the same time, if that makes sense. So I mean, that's been kind of frustrating because I mean, I know this looks easy, guys, but it takes a lot to do this. I wouldn't say it's hard. I wouldn't say it's hard. I mean, it's a method to it. I think I've just had this condition for so long, I kind of know how to navigate around it. But it is time consuming. Like, it takes a lot of time to get set up, to record these things, to edit them if you have to edit them, especially for like a beginner like me, like y'all. I do a little bit of editing, and I'm like, man, fix my life, Iyanla. It's hard. Just trying to figure this stuff out. Like, my brothers are like the nerds, the techies. They know how to do all this stuff. Not me. So it's that much harder to me because I don't know how to do it. Now, I think it would help me a lot, and it'll be a lot easier for me to move around the red tape if I had like a company representing me, which I didn't even know until recently, because I've been getting contacted by places that there are agencies out here that kind of like a talent agency, but they manage your YouTube account. They do all, I mean, you give them as much access as you want. I won't say they do everything, but they get through the red tape so you can avoid getting strikes and getting your videos or ads pulled. Like, they do all that legwork for you as part of their services. And of course you have to pay them, and they take a percentage. I mean, however you work that out. And I don't have that. It's just me and my camera and my phone right now. So I'm kind of figuring out stuff as I go, learning what words that I should not say, so to speak, so it doesn't throw off any flags or anything. I don't know. Now I feel like I'm rambling. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, so basically I have delayed putting the other parts out because the first one is being reviewed by YouTube. And depending on the results of that, it will determine which direction I can go with the other parts. So, in the meantime, since I have a little more knowledge about how the process works, I'm doing this video now and hoping that it won't get flagged either, so you guys can continue to enjoy my content and I can continue to enjoy doing this. But I see now, like, if I was a big YouTuber, like people with millions of followers, like, I wouldn't have this issue at all. But yeah, I'm so grateful for the subscribers that I do have. I mean, y'all are really like family to me, seriously. I love getting comments from you guys, reading the comments, replying to comments, emails. Like, I love it. But it's work too. It's not all fun and games. You do have to work for it. The more time you put in it, the better things will be. So I'm learning, y'all. Bear with me. Stick with me on this journey while I figure things out as I go. Wow. I love pulling the pick through and it grabs all the scales. I love when it does that. It feels good too. Oh, so another common comment or question I get too is, how does it feel? Does it feel good when you're picking these up, or does it hurt? Does it feel sore? No, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't feel sore. It doesn't, for the most part, it doesn't itch. And it only bleeds just because, I mean, anytime you, in a sense, pick a scab or a scale off of something, you're going to expose raw skin and it could bleed. But even then, when it bleeds, like, it doesn't hurt. Hopefully saying bleeds won't get me in trouble. Even then, it doesn't hurt. I know it doesn't aesthetically look pleasing, but it never hurts. If it does, y'all see me like kind of cringe, or I'll say, "Mama, dang," because it's usually my mom that's doing that. So, but yeah. No, it doesn't hurt. It feels good. When I have the scales on my head, on my scalp, it feels like a tight piece of leather, if you can imagine that. A tight piece of leather is covering my entire scalp, and it can't breathe. And I want to desperately get this off of my scalp so that my scalp can breathe. Y'all get that? So that's how it feels when I have the flakes all over my scalp or in any area of my scalp. It feels like a tight piece of leather pulled over my scalp, suffocating it. And when they come up, it's like relieving the pressure, letting the air out of a balloon. You see this? It's hiding in here. It feels great. I love it. So I don't just do this for fun. I do this because I have to. I have to. If I don't do this, guys, when I wash my hair or get it done and wash, shampooed, like, it will all still be there and it'll be a white gummy mess. And yeah, it'll just be bad, because I mean, that has happened before where I didn't get everything out and it was just all still there. Whew. Ooh. I have my case is like a mirror on the back of my phone. So I'm using like a stand-up mirror and then my case to try and see where I am. What else do you guys ask a lot? How long have I been married? I've been married, it'll be 3 years in May. Oh, I get asked a lot about my kids or our children. So Curtis and I've said this before, but I'll answer the questions again, because I know everybody doesn't watch every single one of my videos. But Curtis and I do not have any children together. We do not share any biological children. So he has 3 biological children of his own, a daughter and 2 boys. His oldest is grown. She'll be 20 this year. She's growing on her own. And then the youngest 2 is 14 today, and then 12. Okay, and then mine are Blake and Mallory. Blake just turned 12, and Mallory is 9. So we have separate children. We don't biologically. I mean, we're a blended family, so his sons are my sons, and his daughters are my daughters, and vice versa. So that's what I refer to them as. because I mean that's how I treat them, and that's what they are, my sons. Would I have, oh, people ask me, am I pregnant? Because I think in that reaction, one of the reaction videos, my stomach was kind of sticking out, and I saw it. But, I mean, I know I'm not pregnant, so I wasn't worried about that. It was just the way I was sitting, y'all. I'm not pregnant. That's not even happening. I'm fixed. Connect the dots. Yeah, so I'm done with that. But I do get like baby fever. I never, like, I don't want any more children, but sometimes I feel that baby fever come on. And it passes. So, I mean, it's not a big deal. I think that happens to everybody. I heard somewhere, though, that they have actual positions in a hospital where you can sign up to volunteer to be a cuddler, where you just cuddle with the newborns in the NICU. Something like that. I feel like I saw that somewhere. I can't remember. But I think that would be nice. I had to take my, not had to, I took my grandpa to the dentist today. I gotta take him back next week. I can't wait until my grandparents are a little closer. They live on the opposite side of town where we used to live at. What else? Oh, Mallory got asked to join the math club. I thought that was really cool. Her grandma, her paternal grandma, so her grandma on her dad's side passed away almost 2 months ago now, about 2 months ago, and they were really close, like her and my mom are, so she kind of took it really hard, and we were afraid like how it would affect her because she was in a new school. You know, we just moved out here, new school, new teacher, new grade, new everything. But the school told us about a grief support group. So we got her signed up for that, and it, man, it's really helped during this time. And I'm from the era where, you know, especially with us, you know, you don't go get help. You just kind of take it in, and you end up passing it down to your children, whatever psychological issues is going on. You don't talk to people about it. But everything that I went through, you know, I always said when I have children, I'm gonna do it different. And I think that's the goal. I mean, as parents, you get to do things your way, how you want to raise them. But I always said I would do things different. They would have it different than what I did. Because that was not an option for me growing up. Sometimes I think about how life would be if I didn't go through some of the things that I went through growing up. Some of the things I suffered through, me and my brothers, you know, but I don't dwell on that. And when I think about it, I look at it like, man, if none of that stuff happened, I wouldn't be who I am or where I am now. So everything does truly happen for a reason, and God knew my purpose before I was even born. So he knew that whatever I would encounter or go through or experience, that I would come out of it. Not only come out, but be able to come out of it and tell other people about it and encourage and help somebody else. So that's kind of like how I look at, or we all actually in our house. I mean, that's how we look at things. So if this didn't happen, then we wouldn't have this, or we wouldn't, you know, if we didn't go through a terrible experience, our faith level wouldn't be where it's at now. But because we had to go through some things, myself, and even as a single person, and even as I got married, you know, because I had to go through things and made it through with the help of the Lord, and I gained experience, and my faith was increased. So after that, after you go through, you strengthen your brothers. So you tell somebody else about it that may be dealing with the same thing, to let them know, hey, look, I know, I've been there, believe me, I know. But this is how I made it, and so can you. All right, okay. Man, I wish I had like 4 hands. So after I left my mom's that night, the next, like, I could feel my scalp. I don't know if I can, I don't know. It sounds crazy, but sometimes I can almost feel the skin regenerating again. I mean, I can't feel it forming, but I can feel when it starts to get tight again. So I know that that's what's happening. So that's what happened after I did that series. Like, I could feel it getting tight all over again. So I haven't checked the back of my head, obviously, because I can't see it, but I know that I'm probably going to have to go back through and do it all over again. Some of you were asking me or saying that this was the worst you've ever seen it and wanted to know if I'm stressed. No, I'm not. I mean, usually it looks like that when I get really stressed. I have a really big outbreak, but I haven't been stressed. These outbreaks like this can, or I'll say imbalances. So these imbalances, hormone imbalances that make my scalp like flare up really, that cause my scalp to flare up really bad. It's so many triggers, y'all, that I've noted. But for the most part, the main triggers that cause me to have the really big flakes is going to be stress, okay? Number 1 is stress. Always stress. Any kind of stress, whether it's good stress, healthy stress, or a bad stress, it's going to hit my scalp first, okay? The other trigger is the weather, especially when there are drastic weather changes, like if it goes from being really hot to really cold, like that throws off my system. And it affects my scalp the most when there's drastic changes in the weather. Right now, I mean, the weather has changed drastically, I'll say. Like last week, it was in, the week before last, it was in the 80s, and then right after that, it was in the 60s, and now it's back up to like the 60, 70, 80s. So, I mean, it could be due to that. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people want to know, well, what's causing it to be this? I don't know. It could be anything, girl. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I just go with it and, you know, deal with it. Sometimes it'll be like this for months, for weeks or months. These flakes, it'll be this consistency, the big scales. And sometimes it'll only be a couple weeks. I don't know. A lot of you have reached out and thanked me for doing this because it helps with your anxiety. I love getting emails and comments like that. I mean, yeah, I just love it. It makes my day. I don't really think, since I had this condition, the first time, the age that I was when I first noticed that, you know, my scalp was a little different, I was 16. So that's why I always say it started when I was 16, because that's the earliest age I remember having issues. So like 16, 17, I noticed I had issues, and I just thought that it was dandruff. I actually didn't realize that I had an actual condition until maybe like 5, 6 years ago. Up until then, I was just like, okay, this is just, you know, really bad dandruff. But I started reading more and finding out, you know, other things about my body, and I got diagnosed. So I was officially diagnosed by a dermatologist, so I didn't just make this condition up. But yeah, 16 was the earliest age that I recall my scalp being different. I think I was about 17 when I got my first set of micro braids, which are like, you know, little tiny individual braids. And I got those braids, y'all, and let me tell you, like a week later, my stuff was looking bad. My scalp, I'll say that. My scalp was looking terrible. It was all bushy and flaky and white, and I was mad because, I mean, at that time, micros was like $190, $200. I don't know why I'm saying at that time. They still that price. Micros are still expensive. And I was like, are you serious? And I ended up taking them out, and it took like 8 hours to get them in. Y'all know how thick my hair is. So I was mad, but at the same time, I couldn't go around looking, you know, with my hair looking like that. So I just chalked it up as a loss. I'm like, forget it. So I stayed away from braids from that point. I was like, well, I guess it's just my scalp. But I think when I was like 20, maybe 19, 20, I tried braids again because I was like, okay, well, maybe the first time it was just something, you know, wrong with my scalp. Mind you, at this time, I had a relaxer, and my scalp was not nearly as bad as it was now. My scalp has actually gotten worse since I went natural. Like when I first went natural, yeah, it's calmed down since then, but when I was relaxed, I had just regular dandruff. I didn't have like extreme dandruff, none of that stuff. So I was like, okay, let me give the braids a try again, because maybe it was just, I don't know, who knows? You know how something doesn't work out and you convince yourself it's because of 5 other things and not because of the real reason. So that's kind of what I did. I was like, maybe it was me. Maybe I didn't wash my hair, maybe I didn't get all the conditioner out when I washed my hair before they did it. Okay, it was just me. So this is what I told myself. So I got micro braids again. And y'all, the same thing happened, and this time it was like worse. And after that, I said, you know what? I don't know what's going on with my scalp. It's way worse than dandruff, but I know that I can't waste no more money on braids again. I can't get braids. So about 19, at the age of like 19 or 20, I knew that braids would never be goals for me. Like, braids is a no-no. So I've stayed away from braids and pretty much any style that exposes my scalp, because it's just not a good situation. And then I think I was allergic to the hair. I mean, it was just, and this is before we knew about rinsing the hair off with apple cider vinegar and all that. So yeah, the first time I thought it was because I was allergic to the hair. I had a reaction to the hair because my scalp is really sensitive and my body altogether is just sensitive. So yeah, but that second time I was like, yeah, nah, sis, you done. And I had spent the same amount of money again. Lord, you talk about mad. So I gave it up from then on. I was like, okay, braids will never be bae. That's okay. So from then on, I was like, okay, we'll just have to figure this thing out. So I still kept getting relaxers like normal. And when I was like 25, maybe 25, 26, I was like, man, I'm so tired of getting perms. I was tired of the burn. Oh, that's bleeding. I was tired of sitting in a beauty shop for hours on end, and I was just sick of that whole thing. So I was like, I'm just gonna go natural. Mind you, y'all, this whole time, I never really was ashamed of my scalp. So the confidence that you guys see that I have now about myself and my scalp, like I've always held that same confidence, just because I just never let it get me down. Because, I mean, number one, most people, well, not most, mainly all, nobody knew that I even had a scalp condition because I was always so careful to make sure that there wasn't any flakes showing, that if I wore black, I didn't have any flake. Like, I was just really careful in that whole process. So nobody could ever tell. Just like now, you can't look at me and tell that, hey, she has seborrheic dermatitis or scalp psoriasis. You can't look at me and tell, because, I mean, you just can't. So it never bothered me, and it still doesn't. Even though this condition restricts me from a lot of things, I mean, it doesn't get me down. This is just how it is. If this is how it's going to be, this is how the Lord wanted it. I mean, that's just how it is. And I just keep it moving. I never let it get me down. And then also, a lot of people in my family have the same issues. So I was like, okay, well, this is just something hereditary. So, I mean, you just keep on living. You can't let it just stop you. So I just kept going on about living my life, child. And then like 25, 26, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go natural. And around that time, everybody was starting to go natural. So I did it more like a trend because everybody else was doing it, you know, to be honest. I was like, okay, let me do this too. So I cut all my hair off. Like, y'all, I was down to like this much hair. And I went to the barbershop, they cut it off and put them in those little comb twists. Like I said, I'm gonna try and get a picture in there. So I wore the comb twist, loved it. I loved getting up every morning, being able to just get out the bed and not have to curl my hair. I tied a scarf around my head. It was very low maintenance. Like, I loved it. I was like, cool. And then as my hair started growing, here come the flakes. And I'm like, okay, here we go again. Except they were getting a lot worse than what they used to be. Like before, when I had a relaxer, I would just have patches, like little spots of flakes. But then when I went natural, when I went all the way natural and cut off all my hair, I started to notice that my condition got worse. I mean, at that time, I didn't know it was a condition, but I noticed that it started getting worse and it started to be more widespread. So now it was starting to be all over my scalp, not just one area like it was before. So again, I just roll with it, make sure I got all the flakes out before I went out in public, make sure. You can ask my kids, I would ask them all the time, check my shirt, any flakes on the back, brush my shirt off. Like, I was just really careful. I won't say I was self-conscious about it, because I wasn't. I was just really careful to make sure nothing was showing. And as my hair grew, the condition, it grew too. It started getting more widespread and covering my whole scalp. And then that's when I started picking it, because I noticed that I would just, you know, scratch my head a little bit before I washed it, but, you know, nothing too serious. I would just scratch the stuff up that I could see, knowing that it was still some in there, and I would wash my hair. This is why I was natural, because, I mean, people didn't know how to do natural hair really back in that time, 10 years ago. We've come a long way. So I was doing my hair myself for the most part after it grew too long to where I didn't want to get the comb twist anymore. So I was washing my hair. I wasn't really taking all the flakes out, because I was like, well, that's what the shampoo is for. But no, child, I still needed to get the flakes off my scalp. And I wasn't doing that, so I would get frustrated because I would wash my hair. My hair is thick, y'all. So it takes me like 2 hours to wash. We're not even talking about blow drying and styling. I'm talking about just washing and conditioning. Minimum 2 hours. Don't even think about deep conditioning. That's another 3 hours, 3 to 24 hours. 3 to 24. Sound like a prison sentence. That's what it felt like. Goodness. It would take so long. Oh my gosh. It would take so long, y'all. Especially, don't let me do a style and think I'm really, you know, I done follow me a YouTube tutorial and got my little perm rods in. Lord, that stuff would never dry. It took forever. I was like, bump that. So yeah, as my hair grew, the condition grew to the point where I finally went and saw a dermatologist, because by this time I knew I had Googled and researched and everything. I knew what I had at this point because I had all the symptoms. So by this time, what, 27, 28 years old, I knew I had seborrheic dermatitis and possibly scalp psoriasis. In addition to just regular dandruff, because sometimes in some areas I still get just regular dandruff. Okay, so then by the end, I'm like, okay, well, let me just go see somebody so I know for sure, like, this is what it is. So I went to one of the, I went to see a dermatologist, and yeah, he confirmed what, he gave me my diagnosis. It was seborrheic dermatitis. And he gave me a ointment to use, and it was a really special ointment. It was something that he curated, like, he wrote the formula for it. I had to go to like a special pharmacy to have them mix it together, and like, it was really cool. And I was using the ointment and it worked, y'all. I mean, it cleared this stuff up. But however, the only thing was, it was so hard to get out of my scalp. Like, the consistency, it had the consistency of hair grease. Not like thick blue magic grease, but like just a thin hair grease, a light hair grease. That's the consistency of it. But once I applied it all over my scalp, it was so hard to get out, y'all. I was sometimes washing my hair 5 and 6 times just to get this stuff, the grease, out of my hair. So it was kind of like a catch-22. So yeah, it did work. It worked. It absolutely worked. It helped, all of that. But when you shampooing your hair for 4 hours or 5, 6 times, that's drying. It dried my scalp out like so bad. So I don't know, it made it worse afterwards. And if y'all don't know, seborrheic dermatitis it does not have a cure. So there's nothing that will cure this. Medicines, ointments, steroids, all of those things just help you better manage it, but there's not a cure for it. So yeah, I decided to just stop using that because, and it was, man, it was running down my neck. Like, once it melted into my hair, my scalp, because you know your scalp is warm, so the grease would like run down my, yeah, it was like Jerry curl style. And don't hate on the curls, y'all, because I know y'all have. I had one all the way up to high school, and it was juicy, baby. What you know about that wave nouveau? It was juicy. I loved my little curl. But yeah, it was just like, yeah. I was like, yeah, sorry. I love you, but I gotta let you go. So from that point on, mind you, in between time, before I went to see the dermatologist and use this stuff, I had already been looking for remedies, different products to use, different shampoos. Like, I had already been looking that up and testing things out. So I went through a period of like 3 or 4 years where I did nothing but buy product, all different kinds of products that was supposed to help treat this, make it manageable. So I pretty much tried everything, maybe with the exception of 1 or 2 things that require prescription. If anybody knows anything about skin conditions, whether it be in your hair, on your body, mainly on your hair, the first line of defense is going to be that ketoconazole, whatever that shampoo is. That's the first thing they prescribed, and it didn't work. And plus, I was having to wash my hair like 3 or 4 times a week or every other day. And y'all know, with African Americans, we can't wash our hair that often. It damaged my scalp. So that wasn't an option for me to wash my hair use any product that require me to wash my hair multiple times a week. So from then on, you know, I kind of got burnt out and I was tired of spending money on product. I was like, you know what? We just gonna make it do what it do and just try and figure this out and just go with the flow. And I figured it out. I just said, we just gonna go with the flow. So from then on, I just started going with the flow. I stopped, you know, using all different kind of products, and I just let my scalp do what it naturally does, and then I just dealt with it. So, man, was that a long story? It felt really long. That's what I did, and that's what I'm still doing, and that's what I do now. I let my scalp do what it does, and I pick up the pieces, literally. I need that symbol to make that noise. Yeah, I'll just go with the flow. And that has been, man, that right there, that decision I made to do that, it has been so helpful, because no more was I like buying all different kind of stuff and being excited to try something on. Had a million good reviews that said it absolutely worked, and then I tried and it don't work for me at all. Like, I was so over that. So I was so, man, from then on, I was just so happy. Even though I have this condition that plagues me, I'm glad that I'm not going through that time frame where I was trying to figure, trying all different products and buying all different kind of stuff to, you know, I just kind of embraced it and it's like, look, we're just gonna work with what we got. And it's been so comforting just kind of letting my scalp do what it does. So to that, another comment I get, a comment in question, I don't know if it's shade or not, but people will ask, what do you do to make your scalp like this? Or somebody will say, I've seen comments like, she just doing this for views, or she just doing this for subs, and it's scabs. Y'all, do this look like scabs? Well, I don't know. Some people may think that it looks like scabs, but I'm here to tell you it is not scabs, and I do not make my scalp do that. Me and my scalp don't have meetings every week and be like, listen here, scalp, this is what you gonna do this week. This is what you gonna look like. This is where you gonna form. This is how, yeah, come on, y'all. No, I don't do this for views. No, I don't make my scalp react like this. This is what my scalp naturally does, because I have a skin disorder. I have a skin condition. I mean, that's just it. If y'all don't believe me, I don't know what to tell y'all. No, child. No, baby. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna keep on going about my little life. I'm just trying to help you out. Like hustling, I'm trying to help you out, so you don't spend time trying to figure it out. I'm trying to help you out. I think the boys are on their way home, so I don't have that much time left. So y'all see, we didn't get to cover every area today. So of course I'm gonna have to film some more to capture the rest of those areas. I just don't know when that will be. Probably not anymore this weekend, because we have the kids. We have a full weekend playing with the kids. So just be on the lookout. Make sure you have your notification bell turned on, so that when I do upload, you'll get a notification. I know y'all be saying sometimes YouTube be playing, y'all don't get notifications. Let me tell you, I know y'all telling the truth, because I'm subscribed to channels, and the same thing happens to me. I have the bell turned on, but I don't get notifications. And yeah, so I know that happens, but guys, I'm sorry that it happens. It's out of my control. I wish I could do something about it. But basically, just be on my page, on my channel all the time. You'll see. I try and upload at least once a week. I wish I could do it like 2 to 3 times a week, but yeah. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. Peace and quiet. This is like the beginning. When I first started. Y'all remember when I first started and I didn't talk at all? I remember that because I didn't know what to say. And then I didn't know if y'all would want to hear me talk, so I just didn't talk at all. And then I progressed to whispering, which y'all know I'm naturally loud, so it's very hard for me to whisper. And then I feel like I sound like a man, so that's another reason why I didn't used to talk. But then y'all will leave comments and be like, please talk, we want to hear you talk. And that's pretty much how it all got started. The rest is history. So let's have quiet time. Right now, quiet time. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. Y'all remember that? When I look at this in the camera, it kind of looks like my edges are light, but I mean, they're full. I just don't have any edge control on it. So don't come for me in the comments, y'all, about my edges. Y'all know how protective I am of my edges. Ain't nothing wrong with them, y'all. They thick and full. I love y'all. I think my cousin I'm trying to encourage my cousin Kelly to start a YouTube channel. She's always wanted to. It's just time to do it, y'all. You have a dream or a goal, just do it. Just do it. What can it hurt? What can it hurt? You want to see that? Oh, yeah. There's still so much more. Y'all see when I run my pick through there, all that comes up in the back. But we're not going to be able to get to it today, unfortunately. Oh, what's another one? A lot of requests that I get is to, I touched on this before at the beginning, to part my hair into sections and go section by section, and yeah. So, oh, along with that, I'll get, I done lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say? Oh, people will ask, can you use this comb or that comb? Like, this would be so much easier if you just use X, Y, and Z. Yeah. The only other tool that I've tried, or comb that I've tried, is the lice comb. And I did try that one, but y'all, it ripped out so many of my hairs because the teeth were so thin and close together. Even when I just used it to get the scales up at the root and then used a different comb to comb it out, it pulled it out at the root. And, you know, a lot of times when you pull that hair up from the bulb, from the root, it ain't coming back. And I can't have that. So yeah, I only filmed with it like once or twice, so that's why. So unless I find a different lice comb that's not metal, because y'all know I have a slight allergy to metal. If I find a different plastic lice comb that I can use that doesn't do that to my hair, then I will attempt to use it again. But again, I'm not in a hurry for that because I'm not a guinea pig. I'm going to do, first and foremost, I'm going to do what works for me and my scalp. Okay? Not what makes it easier for you. Because again, guys, this is my scalp. This is my life. My life. And the last time I checked, there's not like a professional dandruff scratching method. So, I mean, people can scratch any kind of way that they want to. There's not a right or a wrong way to do it. So, just let us be. Let us do what we do, y'all, and just enjoy the content. I'm thinking of, I did a poll on my post to see if you guys would be interested in seeing Mom and I do a channel together that was mainly like lifestyle, beauty, getting to know you, and the response seemed to be good. It seems like, I can't see, so let me see. It seems like you guys really would be interested in that. So I'm considering doing that. Only thing I'm worried about is trying to keep up with 2 different channels because, y'all, my mom is just not, she's technology challenged. So she would not be able to keep up at all to upload stuff. I would have to do everything. And with the things that I already have going on in my own life and then my own channel, I don't know if adding more to that, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna have to pray about it and see, because I don't know. Oh, also, what is another comment? You guys are like, you should have your own show, you and your mom. We would love to. That would be fun. I think that would be a lot of fun too. I agree. I think it would be a whole lot of fun. But we not famous, so we don't know nobody. So I don't know how to get on those shows, but if y'all do, can y'all put us on? That's why I be like, share my videos so maybe we can get noticed. We can get discovered and get put on somewhere. The only thing I've applied for was Dr. Pimple Popper to be on her show because I really want to see, you know, what her recommendation would be, or see what a treatment plan with her would do, how it would work. But I never heard anything back from that, so I don't know. And then some of my followers or subscribers, or what do we call them? Supporters, not followers, have on their own decided to share my videos to major networks, I guess. I don't know how to say it. So I don't know if something comes of that. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. But I'm trying to go viral. That's my next goal. So far, I've reached every goal on my channel, and that's exciting. So I do like to set little goals. That keeps me motivated to keep doing this. And so y'all remember when my first goal was 1,000? I was just trying to get 1,000. Man, that happened so fast. And a lot of y'all been here since the very beginning. And I appreciate y'all. Even the ones that came afterwards. Everybody's still family. I appreciate y'all so much. But yeah, that would be so nice if we... that's my next goal. I want to go viral. And the way to do that is just share my videos. Share and give me credit. That's all. So you have to, you know, clearly give me credit. Tag my YouTube channel, my name, something. You have to do something where it gives me credit. But share it, guys. Share, 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 share. And as y'all can see, although my scalp, I have a condition on my scalp, my hair is healthy. It's healthy. And if y'all have been following and listening along, if you y'all will know that I have not been to the beauty shop. I used to go like once every few months, but I have not been. I've been once since we moved out here, because now my stylist lives on the opposite side of town. So I can't even go get my hair done like I used to. So I just do it myself now. Unless I have like a special event or I just don't feel like doing my hair, because it still takes me like 3 hours to do my hair. So if I have something special to attend or I just don't feel like doing it, then I'll bite the bullet and I'll travel back on that side of town and get my hair done, because it's literally like 55 minutes away from me, which is $20 in gas. You do the math. So now it's got to be a really good reason for me to go get my hair done. More than just I want my hair done. So yeah. I think a lot of you guys like when I wear my hair straight. I like the way my hair looks straight, but I prefer to wear it curly like I normally do. Number one, because it's more full and bouncy. I don't know, I like that better. Number two, it lasts longer, because all I have to do, I get it done that one time, and then I pin curl it every night. So I would say actually that's the main reason why I keep my hair curly and not straight, because when I wear it straight, I have to constantly touch up. Like every morning I have to get up. I haven't been doing it, but when you wear your hair straight, like, you have to really keep up with it. I got to touch up my edges, you know, and if I went to sleep funny and I got a dent in my hair or something, I have to fix it, which takes heat. So you use a lot more heat when you wear your hair straight, and I just don't like to put a whole lot of heat on my hair. I just don't like it. I mean, it damages your hair when you do that, and my scalp doesn't like a lot of heat, although my hair loves heat. Like, my hair earns out so good because it just needs that heat, but my scalp doesn't like it. So I usually will have a flare up after any heat gets on my scalp. And that could be heat from a flat iron or heat from the blow dryer. Even heat from a blow dryer will cause my scalp to react. Even another trigger I forgot to mention was hot water. Very, very hot water, like, that's a trigger. So when I get my hair done or I wash it myself, I can't have the water steaming hot, even though it feels good, like a hot shower, but I can't do that with my hair because it causes my scalp to react. So I have to be really careful with the temperature of my water. That's why I say, y'all, it's a lot more to it than just this. I mean, it's a lot of things you have to watch out for. And it's just me. I mean, my triggers don't mean that that's everybody else's triggers. So I'm just speaking for myself. Okay. I just feel a patch up under here. Oh, people ask me to get my ear. Okay. If y'all remember when I first started uploading in February, behind my left ear was like a really bad trouble spot. So it will always be flaky and all of that, but it stopped. It's not like that. It's calmed down a lot. So I don't have any flakes, no major flakes behind my ear. And that's common. That happens. So like maybe for a few weeks, one area is really flaky, and then for a few months it's not flaky. So that's common. So right now my left ear is just not flaky, so I don't film it. If it does flare up, then I'll start filming it again, but it's calmed down. So I think that's it, because I can't see the back and I have to get ready because they'll be here any minute. And then you'll hear all the noise. It won't be peaceful anymore. So yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Sorry I didn't go live. Hopefully I can get the issues resolved and get parts 2 through 4 uploaded soon. Just stay with me, guys, like you've been. I appreciate the support. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to subscribe to my channel for more content. Turn on the notification bell. Share my videos so I can go viral. Yes, any one of my videos you can share it. Just make sure you give me credit. Tag my page, something like that. I want to go viral. Flakes is just falling out as I'm combing, y'all. Man, it's like I'm trying to stop, but then I know you want to leave me, but I refuse. I'm trying. Why can't I quit you? I'm trying. All right, guys. Okay, that's it for real. Oh, let me show you what we got. The flake. Oh, my highlight, my bleach is growing out. I'm gonna have to get it redone. I need a thumbnail, so that was cute, right? Okay, bye guys. I'm gonna show you what we got.